can hear you.
Am I coming in clear? I said, Mom, am I coming in clear?
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. I thought you didn't like talking over the intro music.
Whatever. You got to jam it. You got to jam it.
What do you mean jam it?
The volume, you can't hear it. There she is. You didn't do yours, though. There you go. Now we can start the show.
Anyway.
For those of you that didn't know, that was a recorded Stephanie Ugg. She's obviously not here.
No, she's not. She's
too bad, so sad for you.
She's sabbatical.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. It's still called the Ugly Truth.
Well, obviously.
So ugly. We did skip last weekend because it was Father's Day.
Well, that's what we're telling ourselves.
That's what we're telling ourselves. Because, it was such an important holiday.
It was.
To honor our fathers. The one.
Should just change it to Mr. Ugg Day.
Mr. Ugg Day. Although we don't, because that weekend leading into, we had gone out with some friends. We were having wine or whatever. Yep. And some of the wives and we were all sitting around.
Uh-oh.
And someone goes, "Oh, what are you guys doing for Father's Day?" Yeah. And I'm like, well, he's not my father, so I'm not doing anything. And there was like crickets. It was literally. And I'm like, what? They're like, you're not no. His kids are adults, and he's not my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's maybe too black and white of an opinion where maybe I should have done something.
No. Here's the thing. It should have been if they were little and needed help to do something like that, which we did.
I do. Yep, when they were little, I did, yes.
Yeah. So that shouldn't be a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
So I will say this, though. I did text them on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I said, hey, it's Father's Day. You little shits better do something. You're all adults.
You know what?
So there you go.
It took less of a reminder, but I also did that for Mother's Day.
Malia goes, well, I'm working today, but I'll drop by. Like, this is...
Gee, thanks.
I don't know. What I said was, we are always... Like, everybody always acknowledges how great dad is or whatever. So it doesn't feel like it's a required. I don't know.
It's not. I mean, I called mine.
Yeah.
The kids all chatted or called. Well, everybody called. Everybody called or came by.
Right.
And then Tyler and I went to see Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater, which I thought was awesome. They had it in theaters for Father's Day. So
that must have been fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. And on top of that, it dawned on me that he had never seen Raiders of the Lost Ark on a big screen because why would he? It came out in the 80s. So anyway, that was super fun.
It's funny, speaking of Father's Day, when it came out the first time, whenever that was, my dad took me and my sister to go see it. And he must have seen it already because at the end, he said, all right, close your eyes, cover your eyes.
Face melting.
And we're like, why? And so we covered our eyes, and of course, I immediately peeked.
Of course
I'm not going to not look. And I'm like, oh, melted face.
Yes, exploding heads and melting faces.
There was probably some kind of agreement like, if you're going to take them to see that, you better tell them to shield their eyes, whatever. So anyway, it was funny. We talked about it a little already where we went to Disneyland for your birthday.
Yes.
Because you really love Disneyland. And not that I don't, but you like it, I think, more than I do. But that's all right. Well, what was funny is I was thinking about Father's Day in that we went to Disneyland and we were kind of wrapping it up for the day. I think we decided to do like we went on the train.
Yeah.
And we were going to do, the train at Disneyland goes literally all the way around the park.
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, we started at 1. I'm like, we'll just go all the way to the entrance, all the way around. We'll see the whole park, and then we'll get out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it worked, thank God.
Yeah.
But so we're at the back of the park, and there's many stops. So you have to stop, people get on, whatever.
Right.
And this family with grandparents, mom, baby, little kid, dad, and they're all getting
practically a reunion.
And they're all getting on.
Yep.
And the stroller is all that's left. Now, I don't know what happened prior to them getting on the train, but mom grabbed the baby and made her way to the train and literally left the stroller with dad.
Yep.
Like, no speaking. She just got up, whatever.
Yeah.
and he's like, he can't collapse.
He can't fold the stroller.
He can't fold the stroller. And this is a full train. We're all watching him try not. And so finally he turns to the conductor and he's like, can I just like put it in the back? And she's like, no, sorry, sir, you have to collapse it. He's like, all right. So it took him many minutes. And finally, and she couldn't help him because she clearly... He finally did it. We all broke out in cheer and applause. We all applauded him, and he's like, yeah, thank you. Yeah. And this whole time, I'm sitting there going, Mom is like, you're on your own, buddy.
Yep.
I don't know what he did or what transpired, but he was simply on his own, and I'm guessing he was on his own for the rest of the day.
Oh, maybe.
When it came to everything.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm like, oh, God, the backstory I'm building right now.
Right. Disneyland's a good place for building backstories.
Oh, my God. So many.
Yeah,
it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that just reminded me.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day
for
Father's Day, that poor guy out there, wherever you're at, when he probably really wanted to throw the stroller.
Oh, my God. I'd have been like, fuck it.
But he can't.
Or carrying the kid the rest of the time.
But he can't because there's like all these people watching. He's like, I can't lose my temper. People will think I'm the asshole. So I'm just going to sit here and figure it out.
It was pretty funny how everybody clapped.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it kind of broke the stress because there was tension. You could sense it because the family, dead silent. The grandpa didn't even come out to help. Like, nobody helped.
Wait a minute, though. The grandpa or somebody was in a cart because they had to do the wheelchair thing, too.
You're right.
Somebody was in a cart and they had to like go up the ramp.
You're right.
And then they had so that's what made his stroller adventure longer is because he took longer to put that stroller back together than to get the wheelchair on the back of the train.
Poor guy. Although he probably deserved it.
All the things.
Because, she's sitting there going, I thought you said you could do it.
Yeah,
it's fine. You know what? You do it. I'm just.
Could you imagine what she's sitting there thinking? She's like,
probably
look at him fucking suffer.
She's like,
this
I can't believe I married that. Oh my God. And if they're in a fight, she's like, what a fucking idiot. Look at him over there, that fucking idiot. You know it. She's like, I hate him so much. Look at him. He's so dumb. What a dummy. He's so dumb. Why did I marry such a dumb man? Now I have dumb children. You don't know her life.
Yeah, well.
You have no idea what he did to infuriate her to the point that she didn't even give him pointers. There's a secret pulley under the seat. No, nothing. Nothing. She just
let him sit there and stand there and suffer.
Enjoy your accountability is what she said. Anyway, speaking of nothing, Anne Burrell died.
Yeah.
And okay, so there's the weird rumor going around. They already had her funeral and everything. It's already done.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I keep seeing these not so legitimate news sources saying that she was surrounded by pills on the floor. Now, if that's true, here's what my guess is. She was getting it ready. She was in the bathroom. She had gotten home from doing an improv show, right? Because she was taking acting classes. I think she came home and was getting ready for bed, opened up whatever medication or whatever she was taking, collapsed, and they spilled, and they were all over when she collapsed. Either that or someone sprinkled crack all over her and said, I don't know, there were just pills all over. No, none of that. I think, I'm starting to think she had maybe like an aneurysm or something. I don't know, but it's so freaking sad.
Well,
that's really young.
It'll come out eventually.
I mean, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't really matter.
Here's the thing. A couple of her chef friends, some of them very well thought out what they said.
Yeah.
And some of them didn't.
I know.
And a couple of them were like, this is tragic. I was like, that feels like language like what happened, what actually happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
now,
maybe.
The most reliable thing I heard was that whoever called 911, her husband, I think, called 911 said heart attack, cardiac. He said a cardiac something.
Oh.
So apparently there's something on the 911 call about heart.
Maybe she was having heart issues.
And then the other story I saw, which is, she had been complaining of chest pains for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
That
That's
kind
right.
of stuff.
We did hear that.
I actually do think, even if there was medication involved, it's like.
If I am not mistaken, as a woman, I am fairly certain that heart disease is the number one killer of women. So it would not be surprising. It's a very serious thing, and it's a very important thing from a young age to always take care of your heart. So as a woman specifically, I know men do too, but either way, it's
still sad.
It's a very sad
very
thing.
Young way to die.
Horrible.
Young time to die, I should say.
Too young. period.
Yep.
But I was thinking about it. I'm like, God, I was not. You think I'm a good cook, right?
Of course.
Well, you don't have to just say that because I'm the only food you eat at home.
No, you're an excellent cook.
But I wasn't always great. I was good enough, but it wasn't great because I just didn't, right? I had to do some things. Well, when I was in my 20s is when all these cool shows started popping up.
Right.
Like Rachel Ray and Anne Burrell and Tyler Florence.
What was her show again?
Secrets of a Restaurant
Chef, yep.
So there was those, and then of course Emerald, which I never related to, and Ina Garten, who I didn't hate, but I always thought her food looked really gringo, and I had no interest in it. Like it was like, I'm not gonna, I don't know, I'm not making lobster mac and cheese. I have a baby.
That's when cooking shows were good.
Right. So, but Anne Burrell and Tyler Florence specifically, and Rachel Ray actually, they were just a smidge older than me, but they had some skills that I did not have. Like, I'm like, okay, obviously I need to get a good knife. Obviously I need one good pot, stuff like that.
Right.
But Anne Burrell was the only one. She cooks a bit aggressively, which is how I cook. I'm pretty, like, it's either hot or it's cold, Yeah. So I learned so much from her. The first thing she's like, y'all at home never season your shit good enough. You need more salt. When you think you haven't put enough salt in, put in a little bit more, because I can guarantee you didn't season it well enough. And I'm like, really? And so then it made a huge, like a complete 100% difference. She taught me how to brown stuff.
Yeah.
All the cool things. Yeah, I just loved it. I learned how to cut an onion from her. I learned how to cut an onion without.
I learned from you, so
without cutting my hand.
I indirectly learned from her.
Yeah.
You're talking about dicing one?
Dicing and also slicing. And she goes, who told you couldn't flip it and give yourself another flat space? Anyway, so I was super bummed because I'm like, God, she was like, I learned so much from her in such a short period of time. Stuff that completely helped. And it's like, I don't want to say this because I know some people might not. It applies to all of us, but Gen X specifically, we didn't have parents teaching us anything. We were on our own, like completely on our own. So these kinds of shows were so helpful in our 20s because we're finally like, oh, really? Because you think your mom cooks really good, and she probably does for some of us, but others, we didn't get a ton of home cooked meals because our moms were working.
Yeah. Yeah,
or it was all crock pot or one pan or one dish. I ate a ton of casseroles and stuff.
The 70s in general were not a great time for 70s and early 80s was not a great at-home food time.
A lot of gray foods.
Lots of gray stuff.
A lot of gray stuff, and it wasn't delicious.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but you got to stay present. You just got to stay present.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
It's a tragic thing. Too bad.
We have to talk about the fact that Animal Planet is still in full swing at our house.
Oh, right.
So I believe, I don't even know what day it was. I want to say it was Father's Day, but could have been, You open up the door and Baxter, our cat, is sitting in front of our front door, and out of nowhere, this giant spider comes charging into the bedroom.
Oh, that was upstairs.
Into the bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm still in bed. I'm not even awake yet. And a spider is running toward me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then you tried to smash it with a Gatorade bottle, and that
Which
did not.
But I left it there because I wasn't sure.
And then we go outside. Freaking Sasha decides to kill a squirrel.
Oh, my God.
She killed a big gray squirrel.
Brown one. It was a brown one.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore.
It was a full-grown one.
It doesn't matter anymore. There's so many. Isabel brings us a dead mouse.
Yep.
A dead mouse. And then Sasha had killed another mouse in the lawn.
Yep. And then Baxter
saunters up with a lizard. I've had enough.
I know.
I've had enough of the death. I've had enough. Why are they suddenly all bloodthirsty? And why are they bringing them to me or to us? I don't want any more. I don't want any more.
That's what they do.
I'm done. This happens once a year where all the animals hunt and, because summer's coming, so all the things are out, right?
Summer solstice.
And, happy summer solstice to all of you.
Happy summer solstice if you celebrate.
And every year at this time, I have the same fantasy of living in a penthouse in Chicago or New York. Like, I know there's, like, cockroaches and stuff, but if you're really higher up, it's a little bit harder. Where there's just nothing.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Okay.
No, nothing. No, I want nothing.
So
Maybe a bird runs into the window every once in a while.
No farm, ranch stuff anymore.
I never said I wanted those things.
Nothing.
When have I ever
I just remember you saying if I ever lived in a place like that, I'd need to own a gun. I just remember you saying that.
Yeah, because it was a time when I thought I wanted sheep.
Right.
And then
so there was a time.
I spoke to someone who actually raised sheep and goats, and he's like, sheep are like the weakest of the farm animals.
Oh.
They get sick constantly. They hardly ever have a healthy birth.
Oh.
There's a lot. And they're just really they're very susceptible to death. And I'm like, okay. Well, maybe I don't want that.
Maybe not.
God. He goes,
well, that sounds terrible.
He's all, goats are really hardy. And I'm like, I'm not
with the goats.
I'm not doing with the goat. Like,
no.
Everywhere we go now, everywhere there's goat cheese on something.
Yep.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I don't understand. What is this strange? Even at Disneyland, something had freaking goat cheese in it. I'm like, Disneyland? Goat cheese? The average person who goes to Disneyland is not going to want goat cheese. There's no way.
I don't know what to tell you. People like fancy things.
That's not fancy.
It's not
the opposite of fancy. God, no.
I think people think it is.
Oh, speaking of fancy, did you hear that they're going to reboot Land of the Lost?
I had heard that actually, but I don't remember where I heard it.
Well, Variety is
just
talking
like a
about
headline.
it.
Just a headline. I didn't read a story.
They're going to reboot it,
like
and I'm like, could we just, I don't know, pull a script off of some assistant's desk that's original and just make that instead? I didn't watch it the first time. To be fair,
all I really remember is the creepy carrot, the creepy. I forget what they were. The swamp thingy looking things. Those are. I don't even know. That was this is early 70s. Well, you know the premise though.
No.
Okay, so
there's some cave. There's a cave, and it takes them back in time, right?
Right. So the premise is that
all
they
I
go.
know.
All I remember is the opening had them going down this extremely. This raft, and they're going, and when they fall down the waterfall, when they come out the other side, it's basically dinosaurs.
Isn't there some kind of cave child?
So, yes,
named Chaka.
Chaka, I think, was his name, but he was a caveman child. It was terrible.
This is not.
It was culty at the time, so I imagine. Yeah, it was. Well, I didn't mean like cult classic, like it was not a cult, but like it was the kind of thing that was not really watched, I don't think, very much early on, and then became kind of a.
Do you know what would be a good reboot? Actually, would be hilarious.
What?
Brady Bunch.
Why?
Because as a sitcom, a real sitcom, like a legitimate 2 or 1 camera, whatever you call it, sitcom.
Yeah.
Like not Modern Family, but like canned.
Yeah,
because
I was gonna say, hasn't it been done really?
No, like canned laughter sitcom where there is a family with 6 kids and a maid. And with the maid's quarters and the husband and the wife, and they all live in this house, and they have their shenanigans with, there's a popular pretty one, and there's this goofy middle child, like all of it. I think it'd be hilarious. We'd have to have more than one bathroom, though. Well, there's only one bathroom.
No, because that's half of what created. There's 20 episodes just on that.
Anyway, like when the older one wants to move into the attic,
right?
All that. You could still do that today. It'd be funny. I don't know.
Yeah,
everybody's got smartphones.
Right. So, little off topic, but along the lines of smartphones, I saw a TikTok today that said, "Have you ever had a dream where a cell phone was being used?"
I don't know.
And they're like, "No one ever dreams about having cell phones. Why is that? Why? What about that is the thing? Because we spend so much time looking at them throughout the day. But how come we don't dream about them?
I can't think. Well, it could be this.
It was just a weird premise
apparently,
to even bring up.
And I do have. Stephanie and I have talked about the fact that we actually we dream knowing we're dreaming. I can't remember the name of that. There's a name for that.
Yeah.
It's where you're actively aware that you're dreaming. And it's really unusual, but it happens.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, in your dreams, you can't read. And so that might be why. That might be why you can't.
Along those lines.
Yeah, because if you're looking at something.
It's probably because dreams are not in that part of the brain or something,
So there's you're not reading a book or looking at anything or even a map. Like there's nothing.
I can tell you what's been, and this has been happening, seems more often lately, but when you wake up really early, like so early,
yeah,
which we've been doing a little bit, so early that you're not getting up. You're just up. You look at your phone for a little bit or you do whatever, and then you go back to sleep.
Yeah.
That back to sleep dream is fucked.
Well, I think it's because a certain part of your brain is awake now, and you're not in REM.
Like maybe because you remember it more than you do when you're not in the REM type. I don't know, man. But that dream after you fall back asleep is always weird. It's always
intense. Well, I will say I thought about it today. I'm like, man, for like the last 2 weeks, I've been waking up between 4 and 4 or 5 a.m. every morning.
Yep.
No matter what time I go to bed.
I know.
Doesn't matter. And I'm like, it's like reverse insomnia. It's like I fall asleep and then I just wake up and now I'm awake, but I'm not awake enough to get up. And if I do get up at like 6 or whatever, I can't even keep my eyes open. I have to go back to sleep at like 8 o'clock. It is so messed up. I don't know what is going on.
There's something about though.
I think I'm low on vitamin D. I think I need like a supplement or something.
I don't know about the
There's
waking up part.
Something going on with my lethargy.
But I have read things about that. If you wake up and you're not ready to wake up, or any time in the middle of the night before you're actually awake, and you look at a screen, it fucks up your sleep pattern. So that blue screen does that.
I try really hard not to look at my phone, but I'll lay there for like a while and be like, oh, I'm just gonna do Wordle or whatever.
Right.
And then I do like 2 guesses. I'm like, oh, I don't have the brain power for this.
Right,
and then I just turn it off and then I try to go to sleep.
Right.
But anyway, I'm really, really unhappy with the sleep pattern, and I'm really concerned that it's a vitamin D deficiency. And so I'm going to take more vitamin D and try to figure that out. I hate getting old more than anything in the world.
Do you?
And and it's not that I don't mind the aging.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I mind that too. I don't mind the number. But it's the other weird shit that no one tells you about what it means to be middle aged. Nobody prepares you. They just go, oh yeah, yep. Well, that's just the way it is. I'm like, no, I need prep. I need instructions.
Why aren't you sharing?
Why is no one talking about it? Like, it's like I don't get it. It's like, well, I guess you'll see when you get there. And I'm like, no, tell me now. I want to know, please. This is so blind leading the blind. Like, why is it like it should not be like that? It should not be like that. But anyway, so we are pet sitting this weekend.
Yes,
he goes home tomorrow.
Him going under your chair reminded you.
Here's the thing. I am not accustomed to. It's been a very long time since we've had a dog that genuinely wants to be near me and wants to give me love. So it's been weird. Yeah. And I'm like, why are you on me all the time? Like, why is he following me around? Why does he want to he lays near me. You. He loves me. Mm-hmm. And
Max with 2 X's.
He's so freaking cute. His breed is too small for my personal taste, but I love watching him.
A Yorkie or some kind of Yorkie?
He's a fancy Yorkie.
A fancy Yorkie.
Yes, he's not just a regular.
Max,
he's not a regular.
He's a fancy Yorkie.
He's a cool. He's a cool Yorkie. But so yeah, it's been really pleasant. And the thing that sucks is he goes home tomorrow.
Sure.
Now I'm like, oh, I'm back with the indifferent, unloving one.
Psycho dog.
To the point where I was like, maybe I am a cat person, because maybe cats are my thing. It was nice to
see them get along this time, though.
Well, that is true. I mean, I did see our dog try to put her mouth around his neck once.
Oh, like play
to play,
yeah.
But it's because
he's small.
He's too small, and she doesn't. She
figured it out though.
Well, yeah, because she just needs time to figure it out, to be gentle, and she has been. It's been great. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that the one that actually likes to be around me is gonna leave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want a dog. The problem is that this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot,
it's got to be a dog that can be in the backyard.
This is like a puppy.
I don't know that we have the lifestyle 24/7 to be walking a dog every 5 hours.
Honestly, I'm just starting to question whether I even want another dog. Really? I mean, I do. I really, really do. I love having 2 dogs, but now I'm just like, this is a lot of work.
The puppy process is
a lot of work, and I love it, but it's like talking about trying to have a child.
Right.
It's like, are we ready for this? Do we want to do 2 years of pure puppy hell? A friend of mine got a puppy, and it's been like, he goes, well, we're in their raptor phase now.
Raptor phase?
Well, yeah, puppies go through, they're just like little raptors. They'll bite and eat anything.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, God, that's right. They do. And they have those little needles for teeth and they're, you know, the training and the constant no and all the things.
Say hi, Max.
I don't know, man.
Say hi.
Max is a good dog though. And he's so flippin' smart.
Yeah, he is smart.
So.
All right, down you go.
Strongly suggest a fancy Yorkie if you're in the market for a small dog. They're cute. Anyway.
We've been good. We've been a good aunt and uncle these last few days.
I would say so. I mean, I think we are.
Yeah.
He likes it here.
He does.
We wear him out, actually.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, well, what else?
That's it.
Are we watching anything fun? Okay, I have not started DCC season 2 yet. I will.
Oh, and your Gilded Age starts tonight.
Gilded Age and Alone. We've watched the first episode of Alone. They're in South Africa, which has been really freaking cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It's been great. And the women are solid.
Yeah.
The 2 women we've met, I should say, are solid. They are, well, one already killed a warthog. Just like that.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of criticism about how she handled that. They're like, you would dress that right there, then and there, as quickly as possible because of the bacteria. And she was trying to like put this 150-pound pig in her tiny little athletic backpack, and it's like,
well,
no.
it caught her by surprise a little bit.
She didn't expect to kill it.
Yeah, and she was kind of far away, and so that
she's like, wow, I'm better.
But
than
it looks
I
like it's definitely going to add some challenges that haven't been in previous episodes, where it's been less animal, more environment.
Well, like, okay, I can tell you the things that probably won't be an issue but scare me. Those baboons are terrifying. Because you know what? If that one gets close to you, you know they're as big as you are, right? Like, they're not little cute baby monkeys. They're like huge.
And
those fangs are frightening.
And they'll rip you apart. There's a dozen or 20 of them up on top of this hill that they can see down ever. And well, what's interesting to me is they keep making this comment about they will come down and take your shit. So they will raid your camp. They will blah, blah, blah. And so
I wonder if that's going to
be, I don't know if it'll happen, but now it's going to be a common theme about how they build their more permanent kind of,
as quickly as possible.
Right. And you know, where's the food going to go? Where's the, you know, they're going to have to be very mindful of that. So.
I always thought that the wolves in the colder regions were scary.
Yeah.
Or bear or the, what are those things? What were
Wolverines?
Oh my God! Like those are really scary.
Yeah, no, these baboons look gnarly.
Are far more scary because they have no fear of humans.
Right.
Whereas the other ones kind of do. They don't really want to see you. They kind of want to get their stuff and get out of there, right? Whereas these baboons are like, we are not afraid of you. There's 20 of us.
Yeah.
And one of you, flesh bag. That's it. And you don't got a gun. All you got is that arrow. You're going to get one of us.
Right.
And the rest of us are coming. That's horrifying.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that season.
I did see one. Oh, so the biggest challenge that I think is water. It's the water. There's no snow.
Right.
So now you have to find a smart way to clean the filthy water that's in these
boil
things.
The shit out of it.
Well, not only that, but like nobody has taken charcoal out of their fire pit and used that as a filter yet.
They probably will.
Like when? What are we doing? Yeah. Like it would be the first thing. I'd be okay. We're building a fire, getting the charcoal, and starting to filter water all of the time.
Yep.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's nothing.
One guy tapped already.
Yeah, because he drank bad water.
Yep.
He absolutely did not clean that water well enough, and he was throwing up and shitting at the same time. It was awful.
They're like, belchering.
They're like, oh, you're just. I mean, and the sounds, you could hear the sounds from his body. It was off. He literally dropped the camera and took a shit. He shit his pants and then threw up. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that alone, I'd be tapping. I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing this. People die in 24 hours this way. Nah, and he did. He tapped immediately, and he looked horrible. Yeah. But, the water situations, I wonder how many people will get taken out by that. It'll be really interesting, but I don't think it's going to be the women. I think those women are in for a while.
I think it's going to be good, though.
Yeah. I'd also be worried about all the bugs. I couldn't do the insects, the ants, the whatevers.
Yeah.
You know, they have interesting. Unusual insects that we don't have in the regions of the United States. And so they're going to get bit by some random
literally
mosquito.
The cradle of humanity down there.
I cannot. Well, at least it's not Australia, where everything wants to kill you. But
they have
this
a
is
whole
pretty scary.
separate alone for that.
Good Lord. Well, they put them in the mangroves because there's so many things that will kill you outside of that.
Pass, dude.
All I know when things like when these shows come on, all I think about is how much I wouldn't do it. And then I think, if the apocalypse actually came, I'm out. I'm not sticking around. You know what happens to women when all hell breaks loose? It ain't good for us. It's always bad.
Always bad.
So it's either that or die from some horrible animal or food problem. No, I don't know if I'll take myself out. I'm just saying I will run towards the nuclear cloud.
Got it.
I'm not, I'll be like, say your goodbyes, babe. I'm out.
Yeah.
Don't hide behind cement. It's not happening. No. Anyway. All right. Well, thanks for all of your participation. Still like doing it.
I did lots of participation. I just didn't have any content
for you
this time.
What did you bring to the table tonight?
I brought stories.
Of?
Disneyland.
No, I did that.
Oh.
You didn't do it.
Father's Day.
No, I asked you about it, and you're like, it was fine.
I said we went to the movies.
It was great. Okay. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
And we'll be back soon next week. Bye.